Did I just discover the world's most versatile inflatable kayak? I mean, they claim that it's designed for 1, 2, or 3 paddlers, that it performs great on rivers, lakes, and oceans, that it's ultra stable but still better performing than most portable kayaks. Is all of that really possible? I'm Ken Whiting, and this is Paddle TV, where you'll find paddling tips and gear reviews, all designed to help you make more informed decisions and make your paddling experience better and safer. And in this video, I'm doing a full in-depth review of the Seagull 465 FastTrack V-Bottom inflatable kayak. Now, this isn't a new kayak per se. The 465 FastTrack has been around for a number of years and has been very popular, but it has some significant new features, and I have never tried or reviewed the 465 before, so I'm looking forward to it. In particular, the one feature that I'm looking forward to experiencing is the V-bottom hull, which not many inflatable kayaks have. It helps the kayak track and perform more like a hardshell kayak. Does it do it? How good a value is the kayak, and who is this kayak actually designed for? That's ultimately the questions I'm going to answer in this video. And so let's dive right into it. I'm going to start by telling you a bit more about this kayak while I get it pumped up. Sea Eagle's 465 FastTrack has a retail price starting at $1,499 US. And it comes with 2 seats, 2 paddles, a bag, a pump, and a repair kit. It's 15 feet 3 inches long. It's 36 inches wide. It weighs 40 pounds or 18 kilograms, and it has a capacity of 800 pounds or 363 kilograms. It features a V-bottom high pressure drop stitch floor, 2 open and closed drain plugs, a removable skeg, 12 D-rings to secure seats and gear, cargo tie-down loops throughout the boat, a full-length foam floor pad to prevent slipping and add comfort, foam footrests. The kayak's made from 3 separate air chambers for safety, and it has 4 grab handles, 2 at each end and 2 at both sides of the middle, and it comes with tall back padded seats. Now, I did a in-depth review of the little sister boat, the 385 FastTrack with the V-bottom last year, and I was really impressed with that boat. And I'm actually looking forward to taking it on some trips, but I look at this boat and I see, well, a world of possibility. I think this might actually be a more versatile boat. The fact that 3 people supposedly can actually paddle this thing, and when I do look at it, I say, wow, it's got the length, it's got the space, maybe a little crammed with 3, but I definitely think 3 people could fit in here quite comfortably. It has the capacity. I'm wondering how it performs as a solo boat, because I can also really see this being a great tripping boat. There's so much room for gear. It's almost like a canoe kayak hybrid or a pack boat. A lot of capacity, a lot of potential, but the only way to know if it's going to live up to my expectations and to what Seagull claims is to get this thing on the water. And so that's what I'm going to do. Time to go for a test paddle. All right, well, I've had a good, well, about an hour of paddling around on a gorgeous spring day. And here's what I can tell you about the Seagull FastTrack 465 V-bottom hull inflatable kayak. That's a long name, first of all. But I'm gonna start like I always do with portability. It's a portable kayak, and so it should, get pretty high marks for portability, and it does, very much so. At 40 pounds for a 15-foot long inflatable kayak that can seat up to 3 paddlers, I mean, that's pretty awesome. The bag that it comes with, I have a love-hate relationship with the bag, the Seagull FastTrack bag, and it's the same bag that you get the Explorer in. What I love about it is that it's so easy to get the boat in and out of it. You don't need to pack the boat down just perfectly at all to fit it in the bag, because that is the most frustrating thing when you have a bag that's just big enough to fit the boat and you pack it once and it doesn't fit, and so you have to refold the kayak. Anyway, that's definitely not the problem with this bag. I love how easy it is. The downside is it's not the most comfortable bag to carry over any significant distance, but it's 40 pounds, not that big of a deal. Heck, if you have 2 people, there's 2 straps. It'd be really great to carry as a 2-person with 2 people too, but not a big problem for 1 person. So high marks for portability, because that's the reality anyway. Carrying a portable kayak, even though the portable kayaks are small, they're still big bags and have significant weight for 1 person to lug around. A roller bag is a great upgrade for a portable kayak, but if it doesn't have a roller bag, it's not easy to carry a portable kayak a long distance. Anyway, stability. I mean, what can I say? This thing is 36 or 38 inches wide, I've forgotten. Regardless, it's in that ultra stable category. This is a boat that you never feel like, hey, I could flip this thing. At least not in mild to very moderately rough conditions. Very stable. Not the most stable ultra wide or wide boat because of the V-bottom hull. And I tried standing up in it, and you can stand up in it, no problem, but it's not like some fishing kayaks that are completely flat bottomed and you stand up in them and it's like standing on a dock. But unfortunately, they paddle like a dock as well, which is where we're gonna go next, performance. And that's probably one of the key features here, the performance of this thing. The V-bottom hull that you don't find a V-bottom hull on many inflatable kayaks at all. Very, very, very few. You're usually just flat as a board, and that has a dramatic impact on the kayak's performance. It just is not going to track very well. That's why a lot of inflatables have 1, 2, or even 3 removable fins that you put in, because they need that much help tracking. Now, this boat comes with a removable fin, but it's not a huge removable fin because the boat itself does a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to tracking. Does it track as well as a comparable 15-foot hardshell kayak? No, it doesn't. The V-hull isn't as deep a V-hull. It's not as pronounced a V as most hardshell kayaks, in particular in the bow and the stern. It's a bit slacker, it's a bit shallower V, and so you're not getting as much tracking benefit, but it definitely makes a difference. It's a significant step up from, for example, to compare to a Sea Eagle, the Sea Eagle 430X, the Explorer series, which is kind of a similar length size boat. So performance, definitely very good for an inflatable kayak of this nature. Does it compete with a hardshell kayak? No, it's not there yet, but it's a whole lot more, well, would I say a whole lot more stable than, yeah, it's more stable definitely than a hardshell kayak that is going to track better. So now let's talk comfort. Not a lot to say there. It's a wide open, sit on top style inflatable kayak. It's pretty darn comfortable. I mean, I can sit cross-legged. I can sit almost however I want. I can kick my legs over the side and chill out. The seat lets me recline, but it also supports an upright paddling position. It has a significant seat depth pad. It's like 1.5 inches, 2 inches thick. It's comfy. The nice thing about that isn't so much the squishy, comfy factor of the seat. It's more the fact that it raises your butt off of the floor. That actually helps with for tight hamstrings a little. It's not quite high enough to make a big difference there, but more importantly, it keeps your butt off of the wet floor of the kayak, especially if you're dealing with some rough conditions and the water gets in here. It's going to keep your butt drier longer, and that's a major comfort factor. This boat has a number of other new features to it. In particular, something that I wanted to mention is these loops here, these tie-down loops that almost go the entire length of the boat. That is a wonderful asset for me for attaching gear, because I look at this boat and I say, wow, I could take this. This is such a great overnight, multi-day tripping kayak. Hey, now I can strap gear down throughout this boat however I want. Very cool feature. But it also, you could use these if you wanted to. They're not meant for the seats, but you could strap down on whatever you want here. The footrest is a great feature that the older version didn't have. It's a very simple footrest design, but what's cool about it is it attaches into this daisy chain loop system so that it can accommodate paddlers of any length. The other thing this boat has is you can't really see it there, but it's got an EVA foam deck pad almost the entire length of the floor of the boat, which it just provides better traction if you're standing up in this thing, or more importantly for most people, I think it's when you're getting in and getting out of this boat. That's where most wipeouts happen. Now, what's not new with this boat is that it has a drop stitch inflatable floor. That means you can pump the floor up, this V-bottom hull, to 10 PSI. And so that gives this boat rigidity. It makes it stiff and feel more like a hardshell kayak. The side tubes, though, they're not drop stitch. They pump to 3 PSI, makes it softer, more comfortable. The other thing this boat continues to have is 2 drain plugs, closable drain valves, so that it's self-bailing. Any water that gets in here, you can open up those drain valves in the back, and then as you're paddling, it'll drain out most of the water. Not all of it, but a good chunk of the water. That's nice to have, but it's not enough drainage to make this a real rough water boat. It is going to drain water, but it's going to drain water very slowly, a boatload of water. And that's what really limits this thing from going into rough conditions like surf or real white water. It's just, as soon as it fills with water, it's going to feel like a barge. You're going to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds of extra weight in here to deal with. It's going to completely change its performance characteristics, and it's going to take too long to drain if you're in the middle of the action in a rapid or in the surf. And that's one of the big benefits of moving up to the Explorer. It's got many more drain holes, so it drains much faster, but even still, it's a limiting factor for mini inflatable kayaks, is how quickly the kayak can actually drain. So now the last couple of things we're going to talk about are value and who this boat is actually for. Who should really be considering this boat and who should give it a pass. Let's start with value. $1,500 for kind of the base package with a couple of seats, a couple of paddles, the pump, the boat itself, of course. Pretty much almost everything you need for 1 or 2 people to get going, except for life jackets. $1,500 for that, for such a versatile kayak. And when I say versatile, I was just talking about its limitations in whitewater and ocean surf, but you really do need a specialized kayak for those types of conditions. So it's a limiting factor, but it's not this heavy limiting factor. Most people who are buying this boat aren't buying it to go into significant whitewater or ocean surf. They're not buying an inflatable boat to do that. So that aside, this thing is great in calm conditions. It can definitely handle wind chop and boat wake. So it's good in small bodies of water, small lakes, but also bigger bodies of water, big lakes. Because it's self-bailing, it's good in, well, you know, quite significant rough conditions without it being very rough. I wouldn't want to take this into very rough conditions. So let's say moderate rough conditions. Very versatile boat, and even light current, light to mild whitewater. Let's say class 1, class 2 whitewater, no problem with this thing. You just don't want to get it into technical whitewater where, hey, you have to make a move, but you just filled up with water and you know, you're unable to make that move because it's so heavy. So anyway, going back to what I was saying, very versatile boat, $1,500, can sit 1, 2, or 3 paddlers. And the claim of 3 paddlers in this thing, yes, you definitely could fit 3 paddlers in here. 3 full-size adults, maybe a bit tighter, 2 adults and a kid, bingo, perfect. 2 adults, great, and a solo paddler, great. It really is versatile that way too. So all of that said, it's hard to think of another kayak that provides the same versatility at the same versatility period, but then at that price point and what you get, I think it's fantastic value. And I say that about Sea Eagle boats in general because they are, in my mind, they really are fantastic value. And I won't, you know, total transparency, Sea Eagle has been a sponsor of mine for some of the instructional content I've done and some of the adventures that I'm doing. Actually, I'm doing one in the Razorlight coming up. But this is not, you know, those types of things never impact my gear reviews. And I've always felt that Sea Eagle boats provide great value. And there's no difference with the 465 FastTrack. I think it's really great value. But who's it for? It's only great value if the right person is purchasing it. So this is for someone who wants to pay good money for a very versatile boat that they can take in all sorts of different environments. They could take maybe just for paddling in the ponds or lakes or in rivers. They want to have the flexibility maybe to paddle it solo or tandem, or maybe even 3 people. They want something, they're going to pay, they're okay paying a little premium for something that's higher performing as an inflatable kayak. And they don't mind giving up a little bit of performance to get the portability of an inflatable kayak instead of going for a hardshell kayak. And maybe that's not even it. Perhaps you need a portable kayak, whether that's for transportation, getting the thing around, or whether that's for storage, because this thing packs down so small. This is also a boat that I think people who want to do multi-day trips would love. Relatively flat water, or again, moderate rough conditions, multi-day trips, because the capacity of this thing is amazing. I think it's 800 pounds. Tons of, not only does it have the capacity, but it has the space to fit big bags. I mean, you could easily, as a single paddler, fit 3 big bags. I could go luxury kayak camping in this thing. I could bring every little luxury that I have. Or as a tandem, you definitely still have lots of room to bring everything you need for a multi-day trip. Who it's not for, this is a boat that it wouldn't be for someone who wants real rough water capabilities. If you really want rough water capabilities, you need to get something that's got more drainage, that's got maybe more rocker, so that the bow tends to climb up waves more. It's less inclined, the waves are less inclined to dump into the boat. Something more like their Explorer series. Or you could even go further, go for something very aggressive for whitewater, like the NRS Ravens, the Raven 2 or Raven 1. That's all I have to say about this boat. I know it's a lot, but that's what my gear reviews are all about. I don't like just glossing over a boat. I really like digging into the features and how it actually performs and all that. And well, I hope I haven't blabbed on too much. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, that you found it helpful and that it helps you with your buying decision, because man, there are a lot of boats on the market, and fortunately there's a lot of great boats on the market. And so the challenge isn't so much finding a, you know, the boat that's actually good. No, is this one good or is this one good? No, there's a lot of good boats on the market. The challenge is finding the right one for you, both in the short term and looking forward to what you might want to do in the future, and something that provides good value, that fits your budget. I think for a lot of people, the 465 FastTrack could be a great choice. Whether it's you or not, well, that's for you to decide. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to Paddle TV if you haven't already. Stay tuned here, but also stay tuned on my other YouTube channel, Ken Whiting Adventures, for, well, lots more paddling adventures coming up. And otherwise, I'll be back soon with another paddling tip, gear review, or paddling adventure. Oh, hey, as a final note, leave a comment down below if you have anything to add, because the Seagull FastTrack series has been out for a very long time. A lot of people have bought them, and share your experience with the FastTrack. People would love to hear it. Thanks for watching.